Hi, this is Lexi's Crusty World. This is the Quickie review. Today's album is Slave to the Scalpal by 200 Stabwounds. I really like 200 Stabwounds. They're a really good band. This is their debut album from 2021. I'd never heard of them or listened to anything by them before, so it was interesting and good to hear a new band doing this stuff. I kind of missed them over the years. I think the vocals are really good. They're mostly lower ends, but there is some higher pitched ones in there as well. They reminded me of Chris Barnes and also Nurgle. They weren't quite as growly as Obituary, but not as burpy as Dying Fetus. The guitar parts that were faster reminded me of Cannibal Corpse, the shreddy parts, and some of the lower end crunchy guitars sounded like 6 Feet Under, and the very distinct sound they managed to capture is sort of the distinct sound that I think is in a lot of Morbid Angel's guitars. A lot of Morbid Angel's guitars are not very replicated or common. I think they have a very distinct guitar sound in their music that a lot of bands don't sound like, and they actually captured that pretty well. There's some pretty cool, interesting stuff. There's some vocal effects on some of the tracks, some like distorted vocals and echoing effects, and they use some like sort of backwards effects on some parts. They use some pretty cool whammy bar stuff and some cool keyboard stuff. I really think that the band's good. They're interesting. It wasn't overly redundant. It wasn't like it all started to sound the same. It wasn't like the drums were so regurgitated or just only playing blast beats the whole time and like not playing drum beats. It was just, I don't know, it was good. It like wasn't overly regurgitated. It wasn't too much of anything or too little of anything. They used some keyboards, some samples, some weird vocal effects, and there's some cool whammy bar things in there. The track is only 9 songs long, so it's not too short or too long. Just all those tracks are just under 4 minutes, like 3.5 minutes long. So I really like this album, and I highly recommend it. On a scale of 1 to 5, I don't know, like 4 or 5. On a scale of 1 to 10, like 7 or 8. It's really good. My favorite songs on the album are Itty Bitty Pieces, Phallic Fills, Drilling Your Head, and Path to Carnage. So